Kansas voters crush a measure to elect Supreme Court judges. On Tuesday, Kansas voters soundly rejected a constitutional amendment that would have switched the selection of state Supreme Court justices from a gubernatorial appointment system to popular elections. The final tally showed 39% in favor and 61% opposed. The Republican-controlled legislature placed the measure on the ballot, arguing that the court had repeatedly ignored the will of the people. Yet Republican leaders made clear to anti-abortion groups that the real target was the court's 2019 ruling declaring abortion a protected right under the state constitution. That decision has kept Kansas a major abortion access point for women across a broad swath of Midwestern states that banned the procedure after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The defeat mirrors an earlier vote in August 2022, when 59% of Kansans rejected an amendment that would have explicitly removed any constitutional right to abortion. That earlier loss galvanized abortion rights advocates in a dozen other states to pursue ballot measures affirming reproductive rights. Both sides of Tuesday's fight warned that a victory for the election proposal would have encouraged Republican legislatures elsewhere to remake appointed courts that have blocked abortion bans, gender care restrictions, and partisan redistricting. With a conservative majority on the U.S. Supreme Court, advocates for abortion and LGBTQ rights have increasingly turned to state Supreme Courts to enshrine those protections in state constitutions. Kansas is one of 21 states that use an assisted appointment system. Since 2019, the governor, a Democrat who supports abortion rights, selects justices from a list supplied by a 9-member nominating commission. The governor appoints 4 commission members and the state's lawyers elect the remaining 5. New justices face a retention election after their first year and then every 6 years. Political analysts noted that the amendment was framed as a way to make the judiciary more accountable, yet the campaign quickly centered on abortion. Anti-abortion organizations poured resources into the effort, while reproductive rights groups mobilized volunteers and ran ads highlighting the court's 2019 decision. The result suggests that Kansas voters, even in a state that leans Republican in federal races, are willing to protect the current judicial selection method when it is linked to preserving abortion access. The defeat also sends a signal to lawmakers in other states considering similar changes. Attempts to reshape courts through ballot measures can backfire when the issue becomes a referendum on reproductive rights. Meanwhile, the assisted appointment system remains intact, with the governor continuing to draw nominees from the commission and justices facing periodic retention votes that keep them answerable to the electorate without subjecting them to partisan campaigns. The outcome on Tuesday preserves that structure and signals that Kansas voters continue to back the court's role in protecting abortion access. This is Kate Zernicka reporting for the New York Times. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.